So, we've been talking about a lot of domestic projects.
Yes.
I'd like to just maybe shift the conversation a little bit to more of the global challenges that we face, such as climate change, and where does Singapore sit, in terms of how it views the climate change issue. And so broadly, I think there are two ways that we can deal with climate change. One is mitigation and one is adaptation. Maybe can you share what is MND's view towards Singapore's strategy for dealing with this issue?
Well, this is the government's view of dealing with climate change, and we have been discussing this at some length, right? We think that both mitigation and adaptation is necessary. On the mitigation front, you would know our targets. We have committed to certain targets, and so we have a comprehensive plan to go about doing this. So, for example, even though we are sort of alternative energy disadvantage, we've been pushing on solar PVs. And the work that HDB has done to deploy, first of all, to do the bulk and tenders and to do solar procurement or solar leasing has been very successful. I've been very surprised by the results too, because now they are able to do it at zero cost.
Yeah,
it's completely pays for itself through the savings that you generate from using solar panels. And we will do more of that across different HDB blocks, so long as the rooftops are able to accommodate these solar panels. So that's one example of alternative energy, but there's a limit, and so the other major push is really on energy efficiency. And here I think we've done quite well across different areas: electricity consumption, green buildings, but there's still a lot more that we can do. If you look at what happened in Japan after Fukushima, and they went on their, what do they call it, the energy savings campaign, they saved a lot of energy because the nuclear plants were shut down. I think they saved something like 20% over the course of the year through a whole national campaign. So when you went to Japan during that period, and I think even now the office temperatures are a bit higher than normal, and in summers they don't wear coats, they wear short sleeve shirts. The whole campaign translated into a national saving of 20% of energy. That's huge. I mean, so imagine if we were to do that and shave 20% off our peak. I think that would be a tremendous saving. We have not achieved anywhere near that yet, but I hope we don't need a crisis to cause us to have that kind of savings mindset. But the Japanese have shown what is achievable. So I think there's a lot more scope for us to go with mitigation, and we will continue to push on that front. On adaptation, we know that whatever we do with mitigation, whether by Singapore or through global efforts like what has been done through the Paris Agreement, global warming is going to happen. Right? I think all the science has already shown that. So there will be climate change. What is uncertain is the actual impact of it, but we have to prepare for the eventuality that sea levels may rise and we will be at risk because we are low-lying. So we are looking at how we can protect our coast, our coastal lines, how we can look at managing flood risk. We have already raised the minimum levels for reclamation, and we are doing various contingency plans for coastline protection, erosion of our coastlines, and flood risk mitigation. The other part of it is food security, because global climate change may also affect global food supply, and then we will be vulnerable because we import so much of our food. So we are also looking at plans to diversify to enhance our food resilience. So there is a comprehensive strategy, I think, for both mitigation and adaptation.